Do you know that moment when everything seems too heavy, and the desire to give up hits hard? You look around, you see people advancing, conquering, smiling, and wonders, does I once get there? The truth is that this feeling, however challenging it seems, is more common than you think, and often it comes just before the turn. The problem is not in feeling the pain, but to believe it is the end. And here's a truth that maybe no one told you clearly: you already have what you need to win, just unlock. This video is different. It's not just another empty motivation. It is a map, an activation, a call to consciousness. Over the next few minutes, you will dive on a journey that will challenge your limits, rekindle your strength, and place the keys to your next level on your hands. Each word here carries purpose, and each topic was made to unlock a sleeping part of you. Then take a deep breath. Straight as the posture. Because if you squeezed play in this video, it's a sign that your moment has arrived. Sometimes everything seems to be fitting until, out of nowhere, life hits a blow that drops the floor under your feet. It can be a loss, a betrayal, a diagnosis, an unexpected crisis. It's as if the universe had pushed a brutal pause button, forcing you to deal with a pain you didn't ask for. And the worst? No one prepared you for that. But this is where the true test begins, in the unpredictable. These blows do not come to destroy you, they come to reveal what is inside you. And as contradictory as it may seem, sometimes it is in chaos that you find clarity. It is the pain that shows the urgency of change. It is the shock that wakes up courage. It may hurt now, but this unexpected impact can be the starting point for a new level of living. It all depends on how you decide to react. There are days when the pain doesn't scream, she whispers slowly, burying you in dark thoughts, fear of the future, and a tiredness that doesn't pass. It seems that the weight of the whole world has fallen on your chest, and the more you try to get up, deeper sinks. It is as if you were alive, but erased inside. This suffocating sensation makes you doubt even your own existence. But here is a powerful reminder: you are not buried, you are planted. The dark of now can be the womb of a new version of you, stronger, more resistant, more determined. The seed also faces the dark before breaking the earth and seeing the light. What you feel is not the end, it is the beginning of a transformation. Allow yourself to go through the process, because something bigger is about to flourish. There comes a point where tiredness is so great that giving up seems easier than continuing. The mind whispers, "Why insist?" And this is when many throw everything high: the plans, the dreams, the commitments to themselves. But there is a rare group of people who decide to resist, even shaking inside. They choose the fight, even when the heart is in pieces. The pain is real, but the decision can be. Continuing, even without strength, is the first step towards overcoming. It is not about being strong all the time, but of making the right choice even on weak days. Breathe. Reorganizes. But don't stop. Because each time you decide not to give up, even if you are close, you are closer to a victory that will silence everything you tried to shut you up. Facing the process hurts. It is uncomfortable, slow, and often lonely. But what few tell you is that it is precisely in this place between chaos and reconstruction that true strength is born. There is no shortcut. It has no magic button. It has tears, effort, silence, and faith. It is the type of growth that does not appear on social networks, but transforms its essence inside. Anyone who decides to stay in the process, even when everything shouts give up, is building a very solid foundation to be overthrown. It is in this path that mental discipline is forged, that the claw becomes habit, and that the spirit of the winner begins to flourish. Gold does not shine before being cut, and with you it will be no different. The pain is passing. The transformation is permanent. Everyone falls. It is inevitable. The difference is who decides to get up. Falling is not failing, it's human. True failure happens when you accept that floor is home, when you give up trying, when you believe that stumble defines who you are. But let me remind you, even the big ones fell, and that's exactly what made them big. Raising is not an act of physical strength, it is an act of decision. You do not need external approval to rise, only your own permission. Shake the dust, face the mirror and says, "I'm still here, and it already makes me winner." Each time you get up, you destroy the lie that you are not capable. The floor teaches, but it is standing you win. Defeat hurts the ego and often makes you question everything. But if you change the angle of sight, you will see that it can also be fuel. Great jumps are born from great falls. Just remember how many have already rose stronger just after a shameful fall. The key is simple: instead of fleeing pain, use it as a boost. Turning pain into strength is like slapping the face of destination and saying, "You don't break me, you shape me." This is not cheap motivational discourse, it is life strategy. Take each no, every rejection, every failure and turn it into motion energy. If life tried to pull you down, return with action. Because this is how it goes up, with courage, faith, and a good deal of positive stubbornness. Have you ever noticed how some people look like rubber? They suffer, bend, sometimes even crack, but don't break. This is called resilience and not gift, it is training. Every day you resist, even in silence, is strengthening this ability within you. Resilience does not erase the pain, but it makes sense to it. And when you understand that, it begins to see purpose even in the most difficult times. Personal overcoming is not about proving anything to anyone. It's about looking at yourself and realizing it, wow, I managed to go beyond the version I was yesterday. This is true growth, the one who doesn't need stage or applause. If today you feel that it is still small, remember, even the most imposing tree began as an invisible seed. Keep watering your evolution, because the harvest comes. There are pains that breaking everything, and yet they leave a light on the end. As contradictory as it may seem, it is at the bottom of the well that you begin to see what really matters. Masks fall, excesses fall apart, and what is left is essence. The pain forces you to stop, reflect, and adjust the course. She is a brutal but honest mirror. All clarity is born of a conflict. It is in the contrast between the chaos and the calm that consciousness arouses. When everything is comfortable, we settle down, but when it hurts, we wake up. If you are going through a dark period, don't run. Note. It has hidden revelations there, waiting for you to be quiet enough to hear. The light you seek may be sprouting from your biggest wound. Many people expect conditions to improve to act. They stand there, stopped, hoping for a sign, a push, for someone who says now. But the truth is that getting up is a decision. It does not depend on the right time, the approval of anyone, or the end of pain. Getting up is about saying to yourself, enough. I choose not to stay here. While you expect everything to straighten, to react, life goes on. Time does not stop, and every second stop is lost ground. Even bleeding, even tired, you can take a step. And maybe this step doesn't solve everything, but it changes everything. Because when you move, the universe moves with you. So choose. Choose to lift. Choose follow. Choose do not surrender. The most powerful voice you hear every day is yours. Not that of the boss, the partner, nor of friends. He is the one who echoes in his mind when no one is looking. And if this voice repeats that you are not capable, that it will fail, that was not born to win, guess what? It becomes true. Therefore, the self-reverse needs to be reprogrammed. Urgent. Talk to you with the same strength you use to encourage those who love. Say, I can, I am capable of, I was made for that. Write statements, paste in the mirror, read aloud. It may seem silly, but it works. Repetition transforms belief, and belief transforms fate. Every day, before leaving home, plant words of courage in you, because the mind follows the direction of what you feed. There will be a day when you will want to play everything high. Not for weakness, but by exhaustion. When this happens, it breathes. Remember everything you have won, how many times you have thought to stop but continued. Resisting the desire to give up is like holding a hot iron bar. It hurts, but strengthens you. Because every pain that doesn't paralyze you, cut you. Make a pact with yourself when you think about giving up, rest but don't stop. Change the strategy, not the goal. Talk to someone who inspires you, listen to content that revs you, reread your whys. Do not abandon yourself. Because deep down you know the desire to stop is just a test. And each time you resist, you write a new paragraph of your victory. The world admires talent, but it is resistance that builds lasting stories. How many geniuses went to the way because they could not stand the pressure? And how many common did they come far just because they refused to give up? Success is not just a gift, it's persistence on bad days. It is waking up when everything inside you asks for bed, is rowing even when the sea is against. You may not be the most talented in the room, but if it's the most resilient, it's already an advantage. Those who take firm when others give up builds an unshakable basis. It's like resistance race wins who can handle it to the end, not who starts faster. So if today it seems difficult, remember you are getting stronger. And strength, unlike talent, is trembling. If you have come here, after all that you have faced, it is because it is already unbreakable. Maybe you still don't realize that, but your story proves. It was not the victories that shaped you, it was the falls you survived, the days that hurt, but you followed anyway. To be unbreakable is never to crack, is knowing how to paste your own pieces with dignity and go with your head held high. You are made of overcoming, faith, scars that tell silent victories. And as much as the world has not applauded each one of them, the sky recorded. Do not minimize your journey. You have already surpassed clear nights, losses, fears, rejections. And it's still here, firm, dreaming. This is not luck. This is structure. And who has structure can grow as much as they want. How many brilliant ideas died before being born because someone was afraid of hearing a no? How many projects, books, companies, and dreams were on paper because of an invisible blockade called rejection? The fear of no paralyzes more than failure itself. And the truth is that this no often doesn't even happen, it only lives in your head, like a ghost you have created yourself. But what if I told you that every no received is actually a cut for your definitive yes? Those who have clear vision are not intimidated with closed doors. Learn from them, knock again, or build your own door. Do not let the fear of being rejected prevent you from starting. Because the no you already have. And the yes only comes to those who dare move. Before something exists in the physical world, he needs to be born within you. Every great achievement began as an invisible idea, often ridiculed, ignored, or considered impossible. But those who see beyond the obvious, who believes in what has not yet materialized, carries the power to create realities that no one else can see. Vision is not luxury, it is necessity. If you want to do what seems unreachable, you need to cultivate faith in the invisible. Close your eyes and visualize. See yourself living what you want. This practice is not delirium, it is activation. Great visionaries were called crazy before being recognized as geniuses. So, stop explaining your vision to those who do not see their own. Keep the focus. Because if you see, it's halfway through. Mediocrity does not arrive shouting, it settles in silence, disguised as okay anyway, then I do, or nobody see. When you realize, you are already living on autopilot, delivering only the minimum, content with little. And that, over time, becomes standard. A dangerous pattern because it accommodates, limits, and chokes any possibility of greatness. To win this, you need to train to always give a little more. Not by the eyes of others, but by honor to oneself. If today you can do 10, deliver at 11. If you can go to half, go to the end. Excellence is built in detail, in daily delivery. Mediocrity is comfortable, but comfort has never been synonymous with progress. If you want to get out of the ordinary, you will have to bother your own self-indulgence. There will always be someone to criticize. Whether from what you do, what you don't do, or simply because you exist with courage. But here's a secret: you don't have to counter everything with words. Answer with results. While the world screams, silence with action. The best way to silence criticism is by showing, with attitude, that you are too busy growing up to listen to the noise. Do not deviate your focus trying to convince who has decided not to believe you. Use this energy to build, not to prove. Keep an eye on the mission and ears in your conviction. Because in the end, time shows who was right and who only knew how to speak. And when your fruit appears, even those who doubted, they will have to admit you didn't have to scream, you had to act. There are dreams that no one understands, and that's fine. They were handed over to you, not to others. Its call is personal, unique, non-transferable. And as much as they try to put out this fire, it always burns again. Do not allow the discredited looks or cold words to weaken what was born within your heart. Because giving up a dream does not relieve the weight, it only changes places and becomes regret. Dream has no expiration date, has courage, period. Even if you have stopped for a while, starting over is still possible. In fact, it is necessary. Remember, vision may even fall asleep for a while, but it never dies within who was really called. And if you woke up today with this dream pulsating again, maybe it's God saying to you, there is still time. A lot of people think that when level up, life will be easier. But the truth is the opposite. The more you grow, the greater the challenges. Each new step brings new pressure, new requirements, new tests. This is not punishment, it is preparation. What has brought you here will not be enough to carry you forward. You will need a new, stronger, more focused mindset. It's like video game, the monsters of the beginning are not the same in the end. And what seems to block now is, in fact, a sign of advancement. If it's hard, it may be because you are on the right track. Instead of retreating, learn what this level is trying to teach you. Growing, it hurts, but stagnation is even worse. And if you face this challenge as a proof of maturity, it will come out bigger than it entered. The most dangerous enemy is not what screams, it is what insists. He who beats his mind every day with thoughts of discouragement, fear and doubt. It does not come with swords, comes with silence, routine, tiredness. And the only way to win it is with daily perseverance. It's not glamour, it's consistency. It is not a show, it is discipline. You win not when you scream victory, but when you don't stop. Waking up every day and continuing, even without applause, even without recognition, is an act of spiritual war. Every action, even small, weakens the enemy. Persevere is irritating what you tried to stop you. Because nothing bothers evil than someone who refuses to give up. Then continue. One step at a time. Even slowly, you are winning. Dream that does not become action becomes frustration. It's no use just wishing, visualizing, or praying. You have to sweat. And not once or another, but every day. Working in your dream is soul commitment. It is getting out of bed with purpose, even on gray days. It is making your life plan a mission, not a if it works out, that's fine. Those who treat their own dream as sacred, reap miracles in the form of results. With each small task done with excellence, you approach what you want so much. Even when it looks like nothing is happening, something is moving inside you. The mission is not to wait for the perfect moment, it is turning the now into your battlefield. One day it will work. But for that, you need to make it work. And that requires presence, effort, and active faith. If you are waiting for someone to clap to start, you will be still standing. The truth is that no one fully understands his call because he was given to you, not to the public. External validation is unstable. Today comes, tomorrow disappears. So, the only yes you need to act, it's yours. Believing in yourself is the beginning of all relevant change. Those who live in search of approval loses time, energy, and direction. Release yourself from it. Start with really fear, really insecure, without the audience. Those who really transform the world did not ask for permission, they went there and did. When you act without being applauded, you show that your fuel comes from within. And who is moved by purpose does not depend on audience. You can have access to books, courses, mentors, money, time, but if you don't believe in yourself, none of this will work. The lack of internal confidence paralyzes to the most prepared. It's like having a powerful car, full tank, free road, and yet not turning the key. The fear of failure is just a disguise of insecurity. And healing begins with a simple act: deciding to believe. Trust is not arrogance, it is clarity of identity. It is knowing that you will make mistakes, yes, but you will also learn. It is understanding that no one is born ready, but who risks growing. Start treating yourself as someone who deserves to win. Change the tone of your inner voice. Feed your self-esteem with action. Because, in the end, those who trust yourself goes further even if you start stumbling. It's not what happens to you that determines where you are going, it's how you react. Your attitude towards the challenges is what defines if you will sink or grow with them. There are people with everything in their hands, but a negative posture that sabotage every step. And there are those who have little, but it carries a growth mindset so powerful that it builds castles where there were only ruins. Your attitude is a seed. It plants environment, decisions, opportunities. Choose to think big, even in small times. Choose positivity, even in the midst of pain. This is not denial of reality, it is her transformation. When you adjust the internal posture, the universe responds. Because fate is not luck, it is a consequence of your mindset in the face of life. There is an invisible power activated every time you really believe. It is not positive thought empty, it is faith with roots. The firm belief in what does not exist yet opens doors that logic does not understand. When you believe with intensity, the universe begins to align with this vibration. Opportunities appear, ideas flow, and courage multiplies. The true faith moves action. It makes you get out of bed with purpose, even without external evidence. And gradually, what seemed impossible begins to take shape. No matter how far your dream is, if you believe with faith and act constancy, it will materialize. Because everything that is built inside, with conviction, one day manifests out, with glory. Do you know that feeling that others are more lucky, more help, or more than you? Forget it. Time is democratic, everyone has the same 24 hours. What changes is how each one uses. While some waste with distractions, others build legacies. The difference between you and the big ones is not on the clock, it is focused on priority, in action. You don't need more time, you need more direction. Make your day apply. Cut what you don't add. Invest in yourself, even if it is 30 minutes daily. Remember, great transformations have begun with small daily decisions. Your future will not be built by chance, but by the way you decide to use every hour from now on. As much as logic tries to dominate, it is the emotion that really moves the world. Great decisions, life turns, restarts, everything is born of an emotional spark. The heart speeds up, the eyes shine, and something inside you shouts, go. This is where life changes. Logic calculates risks, emotion drives actions. And when the two go together, the result is powerful. If you want to achieve something big, connect your goal to a strong emotion. Feel. Visualize. If shivering is a good sign. Remember why you started, who you want to impact, what is at stake. Emotion is fuel. Don't be afraid to get emotional with your dreams. This is not weakness, it is force in pure state. Who feels more delivers more. And those who deliver more, reaps more. It has opinions that look more like poison disguised as advice. And if you are not aware, it starts to doubt yourself because of people who have never built anything. These negative voices sabotage their steps, undermine their faith and feed their insecurity. Therefore, blocking is not a lack of education, it is protection. Your mind is sacred territory, and not everyone deserves access. Rigorously filters who enters their emotional field. Avoid conversations that drain your energy and words that diminish your vision. If you need it, move away for a while. Silence is worth more than advice without direction. Remember, no one who made the impossible heard too much who lived as possible. Protect your faith. Feed your courage. And follow, even if it's silent. You don't have to make a giant leap today. You just need to take another step. Greatness is not born of spectacular actions, but from constancy in simple things. It is reading a little every day, taking care of your mind, your faith, your routine. It is doing what needs to be done even when no one is seeing. These small gestures, repeated with discipline, change destinations. Do not underestimate the force of repetition. What today seems small, tomorrow becomes extraordinary. This is how marathon runners train, musicians perfect themselves and lives. One day at a time. One step at a time. The sum of your daily efforts will build your turn. Continue. The next big change begins now with that step. Yes, you can. But only if you are willing to pay the price. Believing without acting is dreaming awake. To work without faith is to walk in circles. The secret is in the combination convinced mind, busy hands. The world paves the way for those who position itself with courage and discipline. And it doesn't need luck, it needs clarity, commitment, and daily action. There is no limit to those who decide not stop. Believe deeply on what you carry. Put this dream on the agenda, not only in thought. Do something today that gets you closer to what you want. Even if it's a draft, a call, a plan. Because the truth is this: you can do everything but only get up and go after. The rest, the universe aligns on the way. True gratitude is not born in comfort, it blooms in chaos. Being grateful when everything goes well is easy. But thank you in the midst of hell, this is a strong, spirit thing forged in pain. It is in these moments that you show from what is done. Because even in pain there is learning, even in the desert there are revelations. To be a beast is to look at chaos and still say, thank you, I'm learning. When you develop this mindset, nothing to you. Life may even try to break you, but you return with purpose. The pain becomes fuel. The fight becomes a seed. The storm, a portal for a new version of you. Then lift your head, even with tears in your eyes, and declare, you'll get out of it stronger, grateful, more prepared. Because beasts do not run away from the fire, they cross and reborn from it. And now I ask you, what is still holding you? After all that you have ever faced, is this obstacle even greater than your strength? Isn't it time to stop hiding from your own potential and start honoring the greatness that dwells you? The world is expecting its action, not its perfection. And if nobody told you this today, you have everything you need to win. Start with what you have. Start as many times as necessary. The path may be long, but each step is worth it. Now it's with you. Take everything you have learned here and put it into practice. And if this message has strengthened you, share it with someone who also needs to hear it. Subscribe to the channel, enable notifications, and keep walking with us, because your growth journey is just beginning.